Hello, welcome to another game. Today we're going to look at Cube Man. This is going to take us down a really weird rabbit hole. So grab some popcorn and join me on this journey. So this is Steam page. We only have 4 pictures. Again, we're doing games in alphabetical order. And this game, there's no videos. It says it was released in 2020. Fight against weird purple objects with no end goal. Now, when it comes to this game, I've had success in the past identifying, let's say, developers by reverse image searching. Like I was able to identify a developer from his tattoos that he had on his arm. I was able to identify the real name of a developer because he put a picture of his dog up and I reverse image searched it. This one, no matter how much I reverse image search these 4 photos, I come up with nothing. Zero, which is very, very odd. Now, further adding to the confusion, when you actually press on the community hub, you get that it's actually a placeholder for Annual Intruders. Now, Annual Intruders is a real game which was done by ClickBuild Games. There's also a Reddit webpage in the creepy gaming section, and dedicated by a number of sleuths trying to work out the story behind the Avatar and why this game never came. So basically, instead of Annual Intruders, it's actually the Scrounge Recruit program that it was 5 years ago the page was dedicated to, and it was about a cult, and you'd have to solve puzzles in order to prove your worthiness of the cult. Now, Kidden McFry says that the dev working on the game, in the comments, he said that the game was put on hold, which led to the Steam page getting taken down. So she identifies him as a he, but as I said, Scrounge, Annual Intruders, and Cube Man is all by ClickBuild Games. Now, when I look at the history of behind ClickBuild Games, he's actually been deleting all his online persona. And the avatar might be what he looks like, I'm not sure. But as I said, he's deleted all his online persona. And the earliest I can find is a game jam where he made a game in 1 day. And this is it. It's based on The Simpsons.
Well, Seymour, I made it, despite your directions.
Superintendent Chalmers, welcome. I hope you're prepared for an unforgettable luncheon. Oh, you gods! My roast is ruined!
Our game, which is fast food. It's going to be a great game.
So this is someone else playing the game, as I just showed you the episode where stage 1 is about. Basically, it's you against Chalmers, and you've got to put the fire out while making sure that he doesn't get in. And the game doesn't tell you how to stop him from getting in. And that's Chalmers. Really bad looking. Looks nothing like Chalmers. It looks like, as this YouTuber says, a claymation thing. But he's eventually worked it out, and you've got to press, I think it was spacebar, at the right time that the door opens. He's trying to open the door, and that's the only way. Now, this is the only video on YouTube about this game. I did try the game. I didn't have the patience for it. The second phase is based on this sketch.
Calves until he goes away. What? If he peeks through the door, then stretch your calves until he goes away. Press Q to escape and E to stretch your calves. E to stretch calf and Q to escape.
Seymour?
But what if I were to purchase fast food and disguise it as my own cooking? Ho, 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 ho. Delightfully devilish, Seymour. Superintendent, I was just stretching my calves on the windowsill.
Really?
Yes, isometric exercise. Care to join me?
Why is there smoke coming out of your oven, Seymour?
Oh, that isn't smoke. It's steam. Steam from
Really?
from the steamed clams we're having. Mmm, steamed clams.
And this is the game by Click Build Games. This is level 2, where you've just got to stretch.
Turn. Thank you.
And
Oh, geez. I'm stretching my legs. I'm stretching my legs. I'm just stretching my legs.
so all he's doing is
doesn't
pressing E, basically. And he's just making sure that Chalmers doesn't see him trying to leave.
Interesting. He
Yeah.
just... He burst through the window to kill me. Yep. Okay. Let's keep stretching.
So now I'm just showing you snippets. And if the game
Yeah, you
finishes
beat the game.
with this...
Thanks for playing this garbage. And there's not even an eating at the table phase, which is the best part, arguably. I mean, I was already disappointed, but I'm even more disappointed that the best part, the conflict between the principal and superintendent, is left out.
I'll show you that now.
That's disappointing.
Superintendent, I hope you're ready for mouth-watering hamburgers.
I thought we were having steamed clams.
No, I said steamed hams.
Steamed ham.
That's what I call hamburgers.
You call hamburgers steamed hams?
Yes, it's a regional dialect.
What region? What region, Seymour?
Upstate New York?
Really? Well, I'm from Utica, and I've never heard anyone use the phrase steamed hams.
Oh, not in Utica. No, it's an Albany expression.
Really?
Yes.
You know, these hamburgers are quite similar to the ones they have at Krusty Burger.
Oh, no. Patented Skinner Burgers. Old family recipe.
For steamed hams.
Yes.
Yes, and you call them steamed hams despite the fact they are obviously grilled.
You know,
They're obviously grilled, Seymour.
one thing I should... Excuse me for 1 second. Oh, well, that was wonderful. Good time was
They're
had by all.
obviously Krusty Burger, Seymour.
No,
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Aurora Borealis?
Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen.
Yes.
Obviously.
Superintendent.
Seymour! The house is on fire! Seymour!
Seymour!
And you can see that's where the developer got the sound glyphs. So that was ClipBuild's game's first game, and I could only find one YouTube video on it. This is another game jam. It's about you're hired by a company to go in. There's only one. This is a demo. There's only one level ever made to it. And it's called a risky recall. Ultimately, you've got to go into a building and collect the gems that make everything that is in close proximity to the gem sentient. So that's basically the story behind it. This is me playing. I was able to find this game. And as I said, there's only one. This is level Skifty Snow. So basically you just got to open access into the room, pulling 4 levers. We've got some strange device. The device sort of sparkles the gem on top when it gets close to another gem. As you can see, we got 5 gems remaining. There is only one other video other than the one you're watching now of this game, and that the YouTuber who played that one also doesn't get far. I think he gets 3 gems and he just gives up. It's crazy stuff, and it's the same. So you just got to press, and I died and I just gave up. I played it a few times, but it just got too annoying. So that was ClipBuild's second game. Now after that, ClickBuild tried to create another game called Scrounge Recruit Program. That's what you saw the... and all I could find is actually screenshots of the game. So this is basically what the game would have looked like. It kind of reminds me of the Risky Recall, just an updated version of it, to be honest. So this was due to be released in 2019 of August. Risky Recall was done in March 2019, and Steamed Hams was done in April of 2018. That seems to be the entity that would have been in this place. But this game never was completed. So ClickBuild Games also has an existing itchio account. And there he has two games, Elliot Docs and the demo and the full game of Annual Intruders. So Elliot Docs was released in October 2019. So let's have a look at this one. Elliot Docs is a short horror game about retrieving fuel. Watch out for the bad guy. The average playtime length is about 5 minutes. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to put up the volume so you can see. So this is reminiscent to basically that was our car. We've got to go get the fuel can and we've got to avoid the bad guy. Now this is reminiscent to a lot of Japanese horror. I would have this type of view. I've got to get some WD-40 for that door when I get a chance. You got to pick up the screwdriver, come back and take off these boards. Now you'll hear a radio static going on in the background. As soon as you turn off the radio static, the bad guy is coming for you. Now clicking off the radio static will allow you to move those bins, and in the corner here there's a fuel can. I haven't picked it up in time, and I don't know if you jumped out of your chair, but that's what you're supposed to do. So this is another YouTuber who's running back to have a look what's actually chasing him. Oops. Okay. And as you can see, it's a
can he run fast than me?
NPC with two knives, one knife in both hands.
Oh.
And he can run about the same speed.
About the same speed, so I might have just messed myself up.
So this is another YouTuber who actually does it. So I enjoyed this playthrough. What he doesn't know is because he's picked up the fuel can, the bad guy has teleported somewhere else.
왜 안 쫓아오지? 아, 나 잘못 왔다. 어떻게? 됐다. 어떻게 됐어? 어디 있어? 어디야? 여기서 쫓아오네. 안 돼. 여기서 쫓아오잖아. 이렇게 쫓아올 줄 몰랐다. 살았어.
The bad guy teleported in front of him. He's probably wetting his pants at the moment, but
저기서부터 오는구나.
he makes it.
빨리.
Kudos to him and his patience.
빨리. 됐다.
And that's it. This is Annual Intruders. This is the very next game. It was done in 2021. This is me playing. I'm going to show you first. I'm just going to go through the tutorial with you. And then I'll show you the actual game, okay? But actually the music, do you notice the music? The music is the same from this game. Remember this piece of rubbish? So the soundtrack is good. It's a free soundtrack from Eric Matea. And it doesn't identify the developer, as any developer can grab songs from Eric Matea. But it does already, because I played this rubbish, I'm not expecting much from this game. Okay, so hey, Ethan here. Since you decided to participate in the game this year, I thought I should give you a heads up on what to expect. This year's game is a set of images in which you need to find 9 dots on the images. Simple, right? Except the dots are invisible unless your cursor is over it. Find all 9 spread out throughout the images and you win. I've heard a rumour that there is a very subtle cue for when a dot is on the current image, but I cannot figure it out. Since you like to stream, I set up a streamer UI to show how many people are watching you on the bottom. Next, I'll write about the hackers. Many hackers will try and stop people from winning the game. The game takes time to load images, but hackers can slow down that loading even longer. If you notice your game slowing down, you need to reset your VPN, as it gets weaker after many cracking attempts by others. Another thing hackers may do is lock you out of the game. To fix this, you can unlock it with the Override app, which I have written more about in another file. Reset your VPN I installed on your wall to fix the game speed, as it should get rid of. Lastly, I should write about the threats people will probably try to stop you from winning, and they will kill you to make sure you don't win. That's why I don't participate in this stuff. If anyone tries to hurt you, I suggest turn your lights off and hide. So that's a VPN that we have to reset. I will show you all this later on. The game has annually posed threats to players, as each year when the event occurs, players are willing to kill each other over the game. In 2013, a streamer by the name of XXShadow212XX was murdered live on stream while attempting to beat the game. The following year, many more were killed. The most common threats are masked men who hide their identities. These males all wear masks, as it is common for people to stream their playthrough of the game. These men will patrol houses at unannounced times, and if they catch someone participating in the event, they will kill to ensure that the player will not win the game. It's assumed that the masked men work for someone who is someone else. Lastly, since you are streaming your playthrough of this game, you'll need to watch out for any sketchy viewers who may be trying to find your IP address from your stream. If any icons change color or glitch out, some sketchy may be trying to track you from your stream. You have about 5 seconds to stop that, or they will kill you. And we have pictures of who we're worried about, which is probably the dev in a mask, I don't know. Or it could be completely made up. So I'm going to show you basically what this entails. I'm going to turn the sound up so you get the full effect. You can hear the crickets in the background. By the way, we're in Australia, so this game is played out in the I guess the deep web of Australia. The idea is to flick through notes and try and find flick through pictures and try and find a hidden dot in that picture. I know what I'm looking for. There's a dot down here, so I'm just going to show you here. Just going to click it. There it is. And now that was one of the enemies. What had happened is I didn't notice at the very bottom was a right sort of an eye icon, and I didn't click it. So the arrows to load images go transparent when there is a dot on that page. The enemy has a click sound when he begins to patrol. When the eye icon goes red, click it to stop Jordan. That's who we were just killed by. Dots are in the same spot all the time. So the difference between the beginning mode and the 1337 mode is you don't get hints. So to win this game, what you need to do is set up your pictures. I'm setting up the game itself. That's the game that we're playing for money. and basically we've got to flick through. Now basically the left little also you just want to click up and out so you understand how to leave the desk. So this left little arrow icon will go transparent when there's a dot on a page. So I'm just wanting to find one. It's just under the game, the arrows I'm looking at. None have appeared yet. Okay, so on this next page is a hidden dot. I scroll down using my cursor, scroll all the way down, and there's one there. Okay, well, also if you notice at the bottom right where the 2, 3, 4 number is growing, that icon, if it ever turns red, it means that Jordan is about to hack me. From what I can understand, okay, we've just been locked out, so I'll go back to Jordan in a minute. So here I need to find out how they've hacked me. So I scan files, password no found, so I have to press reset, capital R, and now I go scan system files, again capitals. You got to write it out. If that doesn't find anything, then I go scan application data, and if that doesn't find anything, I go scan game.exe, capital specific as well. Now I found the file that they've had. I have to crack that number, and that brings the game back online for me. So as I said, if this little icon on the bottom left ever turns red, that means Jordan is about to pounce through and kill me. So evidently someone other than Jordan is trying to hack my computer, trying to slow it down, etc., and he's trying to find out my whereabouts. He passes that information on to Jordan, and slowly Jordan eventually gets to the point where I've got 5 seconds. So what I need to do is click that icon again and turn that back from red to white so he doesn't find out my location. Now the images are slowing down, so I'm clicking the VPN to reset it, and as you can see now, the images are loading a lot more faster again for me. So when you're playing the 1337 mode, you don't get any hints at all where. Now there's only 50 images, but you'd have to scroll down every image and find where the dots are. What helps you is the dots are always in the same place. So, and there we have Cube Man. So Cube Man was not a game, it was merely just some screenshots made by the developer for this game. So Cube Man is a placeholder for annual Intruders. Originally Scrounge, but Scrounge Scrounge never happened. Scrounge became Annual Intruders, and then Annual Intruders was released on Steam 2021, and Annual Intruders 2 2022, which is a year later, which is excellent. I would have thought the developer would have carried on and done an Annual Intruder 3 for 2023 and Annual Intruder for 2024, but he stopped, and 4 months after Annual Intruder 2022 he pulled the franchise. Why? That's still a bit of a mystery. We don't know. He only made, now you heard that click sound, that means someone's about to walk past my window. If I don't react in time, he bursts through the door and he will kill me. So you've got about 5 seconds, and you need to turn up the sound to make sure you don't react too quickly. Is he still walking? Should be good. And then you can turn the lights back on, and I always recommend clicking the VPN to refresh it. But as I said, you always have to watch that bottom right hand eye icon. Make sure when it turns red that you've clicked it in time. We have been locked out again. I'm going to have to scan. Luckily, I've got it on scanned files. That just turned red. I've clicked it white. That's where you've got to be careful or Jordan will kill you. So this is kind of a time management game. The whole object is to find the 9 hidden dots over 50 images. There's only 9, and but the beginning side of it does tell you on what. So I know there's a hidden dot here because that top arrow just under game just went transparent, which tells me there's a dot on this page. And as you can see, most of the dots are in order, and I haven't missed one yet. At the bottom near Atos 12, you can see I've found 5 dots. So 4 more dots and we win the game, and that will unlock a page of lore for us to read. So this is not bad in comparison. I'm actually enjoying the game. There's quite some strategy to it. It's not intuitive at first. This is something I've learnt, but it's not too bad at all, really. I enjoyed it. Bit of it. The first time I played this, I can guarantee I jumped out of my skin. Had my headphones turned on, played it like at 2 o'clock in the morning, and boy did I jump and go, and I was surprised I didn't get told off by all my other housemates for waking them up, because I screamed, but they were deep asleep, so they didn't hear me, thank goodness. But I really screamed. It really, really scared me. After time, I've become desensitized, so even now I know. And once you know what you're looking for, it becomes easier and easier. I passed this within 90 minutes of playthrough. And that includes the 1337 mode, which is a lot harder. So as you can see, I've got 6 dots now. I only need 3 more dots to win the game. If you read all the guest stuff on the left hand side, it reveals a bit of stuff as well. Interesting reads. Shows me that the developer is quite young to understand all that stuff. He's put I guess a lot of what I'm getting is that the developer has also watched a lot of Twitch channels, so he might be a Twitch viewer enthusiast. Now, for that guy to just patrol, I'm guessing he's a local. So this game, Underbelly game, is done in Australia, off the dark web. Is the lore of the game, and I guess when you enter, people know if you've entered or not, and they might patrol the area just to make sure you don't win, and they kill. Maybe people pay them, expecting some sort of money. So I don't know what the prize money is. Originally it was $100, which is not much in Australia, to tell you the truth, not worth killing people over. If it was something more like 100,000, that might make sense why people would kill each other. I think Putin's head contract is 100,000 at the moment. I've heard of hitmen being hired for $10,000. I've heard a little bit cheaper on some accounts. So yeah, that's going around on the Australian dollar market anyway. So I would expect about 100,000, maybe even close to 1 million, would warrant people patrolling neighbourhoods trying to kill you so that they can get the money instead of you. So as you can see, I'm only missing 1 more. And I know it's somewhere near the end. I know it's somewhere here. I missed one of the translucent arrows. And as soon as I click this, so I'm just going to turn it up. get in the spirit of things again. I have to reset it because the pictures keep slowing down, and I need to get through this game as quickly as possible. The further you get along the timer of the enemies, both Jordan and I think the other guy patrolling is Elliot, which is interesting. We've had Elliot Docs and we've got an Elliot enemy. I wonder if that's the developer's name. Having said that, this guy says he's Ethan, who's helping us. We've got a Jordan. And this is the ending. I actually won. You completed the game and now I've been given the task to create next year's challenge. You have a year to complete it. You will be released once done. And it goes back to that music. Developer, ClickBuild Games. 3D modeler, ClickBuild Games. 3D artist, ClickBuild Games. All audio in the game is free. He can't even be bothered giving the credit to Eric Mattea. What? Seriously? So here we have a very reserved developer who's hiding all the time. I think he's been playing too much annual Intruders, thinking everyone's out to kill him. I don't think this guy is a scammer. This is a legitimate game. This is actually pretty good. I would thumbs up. It's on itchio. It's free. Go check the game out. See if you can pass it yourself. I've given you the idea on how to pass the game. So you do unlock this lore. I'll just read it out to you. You completed the game only to be kidnapped by the team behind it. Your new task was to create the game for the following year. Once you completed this project, you were given your cash prize and thrown out. They threatened to kill you if you ever spoke of this. 15 people were murdered on that same night you played the game. Police are now questioning the safety of this challenge and a new law is being proposed. So after that, in 2022, a year later, which is excellent, it goes in. It's in the lore of the actual game, like annual Intruders once a year, and this was released a year later. I think that is brilliant, and I wish the developer kept it up.
This is a question you must ask yourself before trying out the game. But what is this game? That's what we need to explore first. Annually, a game is published to the deep web. The first person to beat the game wins a large cash prize.
Australian dollars.
In 2013, the first game was published. Almost no one noticed. However, a streamer decided to play it for views and won $100 for winning. The next year, more people were participating in the game to ensure they won this prize. Year after year, the game's prize got higher and higher until a streamer was murdered live on stream after he was close to winning. Now the game is a dangerous event as people will kill others to ensure they don't win the prize before they do. This doesn't stop many people from trying it out though. If you are going to attempt this game, you must understand, while it seems like a fun, creepy game, the moment you get close to winning, you must watch out for intruders trying to stop you. Considering this only occurs once a year, the game has been given the nickname
That is cool. So on the YouTube trailer, it states that this is more of a reimagining of the first game than a sequel, but to tell you the truth, it could be a sequel. That was probably the developer's voice. I can tell you now that the developer is Australian. So you start with that screenshot, pause that if you want to read it. Now, this isn't me playing. I'm just highlighting someone else because the game doesn't exist anymore. He ripped this off for unknown reasons. Now, the guy playing this, he passed the entire game within 90 minutes. Okay? So basically what you got to do is on the same sort of idea. We were kidnapped last time. We invented this game that you're seeing now in the basement. It was released a year later, and people were challenged to complete this game before getting killed by others. And the game here involves you finding 5 skulls in a maze labyrinth that you can unlock various parts, and then at the end of it you're given a massive amount of skulls that you need to find. Now, other people can also appear in the game, I think it is, as enemy NPCs, and try and take you out at the same time. Now, the idea is to just find skulls. Again, with the red eye, you'll notice is now more in this right hand side. Now, I think this is actually played by a YouTuber who's a friend of the developer, but he is quite legitimate, saying that he actually enjoyed this game, and I believe him. He passed it. He did find a bug where he couldn't reset the and that's one of the enemies that killed. So I think it was the red eye that killed him. He didn't reset. So the eye, if it turns red, instead of just touching the eye like he had to do last time, this time you have to get up and reset the VPN within 5 seconds. If you hear a very small click, it means that somebody is trying to get through your door, and you got to get to your door in time in order to reset it. There is also a third thing which I couldn't work out what it is. I'm guessing it's if somebody is in sample testing samples out on your left hand side, like that, files the enemy loaded. It could be what is needed to get up and reset. So that's what I think's happening now. I'm not too sure. As I said, it was pulled 4 months later, and no one really knows why. The developer only made about $300 on, even though they were both on itchio and Steam. On Steam itself, I'm not sure what he made off itchio, but on Steam, it was only made for $300. Now, he made the first annual Intruders free, and the reason for that is because another game developer made his first game free, and it drew a large amount of people to his newest game, and I think that's what he was trying to do here. I wish he just kept going and making annual Intruder 3 and 4, and that way he could. So as you can see, now he's got to find a lot of skulls going through this labyrinth. Just going to get us into the same sort of mood. So I think he just heard a door icon then. And what I love about it is the door. Yep. So he has to stop the door from getting pushed in at the right time. Which I think is the second one. There you go, see? The YouTuber is pressing it in then to stop him from coming in. One thing I really like about this game is the sound cues. You actually have to put the volume up full belt 100% to your headphones in order to listen to the very minutest sound cue that you've got to get to the door, which makes you vulnerable if you ever mix it. Because if you mix it, you're going to have a jump scare at the loudest 100%. Now this is the ending to Annual Intruders.
You are a stubborn one.
That was cool. Them kidnapping you for winning, and
I told you to give up while you were ahead. You lost anyways, and so did my boss. If you had given up like I told you, I would have been able to focus on the person who beat my boss. I'm not gonna kill you. That would be too kind. Instead, I'm gonna leave you here, alone, with no one to save you. I needed to teach you a lesson, and I went through with my promise. Do you understand? Good. Goodbye.
And that was it. Now, one theory floating around is that because it was a clone type to this game, Welcome to the Game, people thought that the developer of this game went and threatened legal action against Clipbuild Games, and that's the reason why it's no longer on Steam. I couldn't find any proof of this, and to tell you the truth, the guy who made Clipbuild Games has been friends with Adam, or they've been in the same social groups and networks for years after years. It is similar, but I don't think Adam really cared about this particular developer. But some people thought this because of a famous YouTuber bringing it up. So the YouTuber in question, you can see how it's similar. This was released in 2016, so it was very early in comparison. And people asked if he's making a clone.
Please stop this.
But before you go off to buy this game, I also must point out that there's rumours that the developer Adam, in the second version of this game, put a backdoor access where he can access you while you're playing the game and just screw you up entirely. He stated that he did this as an April Fool's Day joke, but it didn't go down well. He got found out for doing this, and yeah, so it's up to you whether you want to buy this game. This is the quote: "It's literally not misinformation. You can go see it all for yourself. I'm not here to spoon feed you. The developer has a history of repeated nefarious behavior against his own community for seemingly no reason. The backdoor was intended for mainly trolling streamers. However, you can see with an example such as with Castera, this was not the case, harassing a streamer of the game for their own amusement. My bigger issue is the shutting down of this mod, which was intended as a mod to help learn the game better. The demands for compensation for mod donations and a threat of lawsuits against the modders led them to shutting it down for not wanting to support the developer and the ego-driven behavior anymore, despite their passion for the game. So this is why there is a rumor as to this may have been the reason why Annual Intruders was taken off Steam.
My name is Risk and welcome to Annual Intruders. This game was made by Click Build Games. Hopefully I didn't get that wrong. They're a viewer of the channel and they just so happen to make a game that looks exactly like Welcome to the Game. Shh, nobody tell Adam, okay? Nobody tell Adam. It's gonna be our little...
Of course, Adam knew about it before the streamer. Like, I've seen notes where Adam knew that this game was made. Now, the developer also built another game. I don't know the name of it. Here's the screenshots. So what I'm getting is a developer made a game. This was the entity of his latest game he was going to put out. But he lacked self-discipline. He kept coming up with creative ideas. He never just stuck with the franchise that he was building. This is the developer. This is the real guy behind. This is his Steam account. As you can see, he's still active. He's playing Alien Isolation. So what I getting, he just needs a bit of encouragement. So I've written this. First, I'd like to think introductions are in order. As a fairly recent recruit, I've been handed the white conch that has been liberated by painting it purple and been asked to serve as a medium between the cult known as the Protectors of Purple, also known as POP, and our dark web assassins nicknamed Scrounge. And you can read this comment for yourself on the Cube Man. I've just put it in there as a sort of as a idea to help him encourage him to come out of hiding, come back to what he's good at, and that, you know, Annual Intruders was a decent, good game. And I asked one of the guys who played Annual Intruders 2, and he thoroughly enjoyed Annual Intruders 2 as well. He said it was good. It was good. Some have suggested that you may have gone into hiding fearing the silly cult of Welcome to the Game, fearing some sort of a reprisal since they all worship the dark being Adam over there. But I have reassured everyone that the Protectors of Purple now have people all over Steam and in high places in the police force, the FBI, NATO, and with Trump soon returning, 2025 should be the great return of Annual Intruders 3 and our beloved EHAM out of hiding. If you choose to stay hiding though, then I guess I must warn you, I've been tracking your whereabouts since you clicked on this message, and we are slowly homing in on your location, New South Wales. Please stay reading this message for at least another 5 seconds so I can narrow down your location more, and you might see me walking past your windowsill later tonight, unless you get out of your creative doldrums and give us what we want. We may be forced, Brian and Callum say hello, that's two of his personal friends, to jump through your window and kidnap you, force you to live in a basement for a year until you create Annual Intruders 3. You have been warned. In short, come back, you're a good dev. So hopefully that serves as some inspiration to get him out of retirement. I say retirement loosely. He is a fairly young developer. He has just passed uni. He taught all this himself. So he taught all the programming from all Unity to Maya to Blender to everything. He taught himself, discussing it among others, creative developers, and together I think he was always comparing himself to Brian, another developer, and but Brian does things differently than he is. He's not reserved, and Brian shows his true face. And he publishes a lot, where Click Build Games, EHAM, never really did that. He was always hiding. Don't hide. Be proud of your product. Get out there. Get your name known. Well, until next time, guys, Hope I solved this mystery. Bye for now.